What it do, everybody? You already know what it is. It's your boy Ty G back in the building today. Just want to say prayers for anybody who's watching this. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe if you're tapping in today. And you already know what it is. We're gonna straight back into it with another topic, which is, are you honest with yourself? For so many of us, we think that we are, but we really aren't. And when we aren't honest with ourselves, we find it easier to lie to others. We find it easier to lie about what we're doing. We find it easier to lie about any progress that we are somewhat making. For example, you may be one of those people who lie to yourself about the progress that you may be making financially. You may be making the same exact decisions that are putting you in a deeper hole. You may be lying to yourself by buying that new designer bag, that new designer clothes, whether it's a new car, a new phone, whatever new possession it is. You might be lying to yourself to say, "Oh yeah, I have the money, which is why I can buy all these things," but you can't afford it. You can't buy it 2 to 3 times over again. You can't sufficiently afford the lifestyle that you have, but you're lying to yourself saying that you can. Are you being honest with yourself physically? Saying, yeah, I'm working out, I'm eating clean, but in all honesty, you may be eating really good one day, but at the end of the week, you're eating bad, and then you just try to lose a bunch of weight with fad diets, or whether it's just fasting and not eating at all, or it could be that you're purging and maybe even throwing it up. What is it, and how are you lying to yourself? And this is why I say, are you being honest with yourself? And some of those, yeah, they may be extreme examples, but you could be on a small example lying to yourself. And the reason why this topic came up to my mind and why it's important is because you can lie to yourself, you can lie to others, but you can never lie to God. He sees everything. He sees everything that you're doing. No matter how many lies that you spin, no matter how many webs that you give to other people, He will always see your true intentions in your heart. Even if you deceive yourself. So for you who's out there who's watching this, you may be saying, yeah, I've been lying to myself saying, I'm going to start this business. I'm going to start this work. I'm going to start this YouTube channel. I'm going to start this Instagram posting reels. I'm going to start this diet. I'm going to start cooking more. Whatever it is that you're going to start and you're saying you're going to be honest about it, you're not being honest with yourself and you know that. You're saying it, but you're not being honest on, yeah, I do want to start it, or yeah, I am going to start it. You're just saying it. You're not really being honest. For those of us who say, okay, I'm going to be honest with myself and I'm going to save X amount of money. I'm going to put this boundary on myself. I'm going to say I'm not going to do this, but you're not. For those of you who may be using some alcohol, whatever, drug use, whatever it is, and you're saying, you know what, I'm going to tone it back. I'm not addicted. I can stop whenever I want to stop. Can you really? If you could, why didn't you stop before? And then you say, all right, I'm not going to do it this week. I'm not going to do it this week. I'll go a week without it. Okay, something hard goes on at work. You get a little bit of stress during that week. Oh man, it was real stressful this week. I had to fall back on it. I had to get that drink. I had to get that puff. I had to get whatever it was in my system to calm me down. But next week I'll be all right. Okay, next week comes along. Dang, this deadline was due. I got it done, but I had to stay up late. That was going on. Work was real stressful. Okay, let me take another puff. Let me take another sip. But the next week I'll be done. And you get stuck in that constant cycle for so many of us. And you're not honest with yourself. And I could say the same thing for me. Anybody could say it for themselves. They know that there's aspects of their life that they're not honest about. And God can see it. And you need to be honest with yourself. You need to do some introspection and be honest with yourself on where you're going, where you lying to yourself and lying to others is taking. It's so easy for us to lie to ourselves, but then when we do it to others, it's so hard to remember what we told them. For example, there's a big population of people seeing the lust and the cheating and the the adultery and unfaithfulness that goes on in relationships, whether it's with celebrities, whether it's with everyday married couples, whether it's with people who are in relationships. It's so easy for us to see how for you to fall into lust and say, I'm gonna lie, I'm gonna be dishonest to my partner. Yeah, I'm coming in with real intentions, but guess what? I can't be honest with myself to fight my lust, to flee from lust, and stay faithful to you and the life that can be in front of us. But I'm going to be dishonest, not only to myself and say, yeah, this is my partner, and go out and be unfaithful towards them. And it's so popularized. You see shows like Love Island, you see shows like Bachelor, you see all these dating shows where basically you are promoting how unfaithful you are. You're promoting how lustful you see things with your eyes, and you can't even be honest with yourself and saying, even if I may be with you can't even be honest with yourself and saying, even if I may be with this person today, I know that I might not be with this person tomorrow. But you're gonna lie to yourself. You're gonna spin this web of lies, especially because there's cameras on you. Yes, you. Yes, whoever's in front of the camera, they're gonna lie to make themselves look better, have that better image. But you're being dishonest with yourself. Other people who are being dishonest with themselves on saying you're going to the gym, or they're saying that they've been working out, and you see this with celebrities. Saying they're working out, saying they're doing this, saying they're natural, saying they're whatever, taking performance enhancing drugs, having surgery, having liposuction, doing every which way to be dishonest with themselves. And then it tears them apart. And a real great example right now is Liver King. I believe in this 9 ancestral tenets. I believe in this and that, and I live my life like this. And this is how I got this shredded body and this shredded physique. And then it comes out that he was taking steroids. So far gone in being dishonest with other people that eventually he became dishonest with himself, recently going to jail, recently trying to fight Joe Rogan, having these very cryptic and disturbing messages and videos putting on his Instagram and all his other various platforms. And this is why I say, are you honest with yourself? Because we see where dishonesty can tear apart your image because you don't even know what to believe after a while. And then you get mad at how the world treats you. When the world never loves you, only Jesus does. Let me say that again for you who are watching this. The world never loved you, Jesus does. You have to understand that the more dishonesty that you put yourself in, the more dishonest that you are to yourself and others, you're only going to tear yourself down as more and more things come to light. We see it time and time again. We see it with celebrities, Liver King. We see it with celebrities, P. Diddy. We see it with the celebrities every single month to year. There's somebody else who kept something in the dark, who was dishonest with themselves, and guess what? It comes out to light. And for you, yes, you, I'm speaking to whoever is watching this video. Are you dishonest with yourself? You may be battling with something. I get it. Are you honest with what you can do to avoid it? Are you honest to your family? Are you honest to your relationships? Are you honest to yourself? Are you honest to your friends? Because the only thing that dishonesty leads you to do is tear apart what God has for you. It's to tear apart what you are really trying to build. And it's never going to be easy for you to be honest with yourself and say, yeah, I could work on this. Yeah, I could work on that. Humility is a skill that more and more people are lacking daily. They lack the ability to say, I'm not good at this. I may be good at that. I need to go work on this. Humility is a skill that has now become rare because too many people are focused on their ego instead of focused on how they can truly grow as a person. Oh, it wasn't my fault. I'm not going to take accountability for this. We see it in constant dating shows. Oh, it wasn't my fault. I'm not going to take accountability for this. We'll find every single loophole to get out of it. We see it in litigation processes with corporations. We see so many different ways that people will avoid taking accountability for their own dishonesty. And you can be doing the same thing. You blame yourself, you blame somebody else for why you're in that predicament, why you're not making enough money. You blame somebody else for why you may not be in the position that you're looking for. You blame everybody else for the position of why you're not working out. You blame everybody else, you blame all these external factors for why you're not growing. And you're trying to lie to yourself on it's on everything else around you when it's not on you. You are with yourself the most. When you get up and you look in the mirror, you see yourself. So all the other external factors that you bring to you, yeah, you may have a tough life. Yeah, you may be in a tough circumstance, but you are being dishonest with yourself and saying the reason why you're not going or building yourself up to the way that you want to be, so you may be successful, so you can take care of your family, so you can continue to follow what God has for you, is on everything else, you're being dishonest. And you know that. And look, this isn't a video where I'm trying to judge or tear down anybody else. This is a conversation that I had with myself, and we all should be having with ourselves. We know when we're being dishonest. We see others when they're being dishonest, and we go ahead and we tear them apart. We scrutinize them. You see it all the time on social media. Well, this person lied. This person cheated. They said they were this, that, and you tear them apart. But what if somebody were to dissect your life, the dishonesty in your life, the lies in your life, the skeletons in your closet? You wouldn't like that, would you? Probably not. And like I said, this isn't a video to tear apart who you are as a character. This is a video to highlight things that we are not being honest with ourselves about. We know what we could be doing. We know what we should be doing. We know how to do them, and we know how to be honest with ourselves and others about it. Yeah, it may not be fun. Yeah, it may suck, but showing humility is a skill that's rare to many. But when people see that you can show humility, that shows a true testament to your character. So going forward, ask yourself this question: how am I going to be honest with myself? How am I going to be honest with others? How am I going to seek not only to be honest with myself, but to show humility to others, that I'm not perfect and I'm always working to be a better version of myself? But all right, y'all, thank you for tapping in. Remember, like, comment, share, subscribe. I got more gems dropping. We gonna get out of here. Let's get it.